23 verse 5, the memory verse song Uncle Paul and Shangazi Dena sang for us reminded us that the promised offspring would be a descendant of King David, a king who would rule wisely.
King. Wise. Hey, descendant of David. Solomon. It's Solomon. The wisest man that ever lived. How could I have missed that? King Solo. It must be him. Yes. He must be the promised offspring. Oh yeah.
Solomon. King Solomon. It's not him. It's not him. It cannot be him. Ours make not by 1,000 years.
King Solomon is not the one. Solo, as in King Solo. The wisest man that ever lived. He's not the one.
For sure, King Solomon is not the one. But God did use King Solomon to put up a building that would be a symbol of the promised offspring who is yet to come.
Mjengo. A building. What building?
Let me tell you what the Bible tells us about that building. In 1 Chronicles chapter 22, verse 7, 9, and 10. David said to Solomon, "My son, I had it in my heart to build a house for the name of the Lord. But God said, you will have a son who will be a man of peace and rest, and I will give him rest from all his enemies on every side. His name will be Solomon, and I will grant Israel peace and quiet during his reign. He is the one who will build a house for my name. He will be my son, and I will be his father, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom over Israel forever."
Hey, Mjengo. Hey, jamani, Mjengo. What does this building have to do with the promised offspring?
Everything. Everything. You see, when King Solomon had completed building that temple, the presence of God filled it. It became the place where people went to meet with God. In other words, that building, that Mjengo, became the symbol of God's presence here on earth.
Allah? As in, Solomon actually built a temple that God filled it with his presence. Where? And you are sure King Solo is not the promised offspring?